Now, I'm speaking now. I let you talk. I'm speaking now. I let you talk. I let you talk. I'm speaking now. Gus, can we please have him recognize that I'm speaking now? I'm speaking now. Mr. Lowry, you are out of order. That's the first warning. You're out of order the second time.
Copy of your payment.
Mr. Lowry, you're out of order the second time. Mr. Chief Wagner, are you in charge? Let me do this. We need him to, if he continues, he will be removed from this dais immediately.
Yeah.
If he can we proceed in having him removed from this dais?
Yeah, first I'd like to say, it is my First Amendment right to redress my grievances with my government. And I think it's disgusting that he walks out when he sees us about to speak. And I think the city attorney is trash too, because I just spoke to him about it before the meeting and he won't recognize that it's a First Amendment right. He told me sue the city if you want. So I think you're trash for that. The city needs to do something before something bad happens.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's video, we're going to continue to focus on the ongoing controversy surrounding Marque, Texas City Councilman Joseph Lowry. This city council meeting took place on October 28th, 2024. Me and Galveston Island Transparency both showed up to redress our grievances. It gets pretty intense, and then after that, the mayor and city councilman Joseph Lowry go toe-to-toe on the dais, and the mayor actually tells cops to have him removed. You guys aren't going to believe it. Let's dive right into the video.
Is there a Bruce? Welcome, Bruce. Name and address for the record.
My name is Bruce. I'm from Galveston Island, actually. I wouldn't mind giving my name and address, except for the fact that one of your council members has a habit of doxing people and showing up at their homes and taking pictures of things and carrying things on beyond a professional manner. So I'd rather not. I did notice that we had a National First Responder today. I think that's great. That also links into the reason that I'm here today. And that's because I was looking at a conversation that was being had between a councilman who is now left and some other people. And he asked them to come down to the police department to have a conversation with them. And he told them that he was always there to come down at any time and to ask for him, Joseph Lowry, badge number 187. Aside from him going to people's homes and taking pictures and doxing people online, somebody asked who he was. I mentioned that he was a councilman, and then he proceeded to put out my personal information online. He is presenting himself as a police officer and inferring by telling people to come down to the police station that he is always there and to ask for him, badge number 187. Take that as you may. In everywhere but Marque, apparently, it is illegal to present yourself as a police officer. But for some reason, this has been allowed to go on. And this isn't a hidden thing. This is in public view. And to try and get transparency from people when you have somebody openly attacking citizens and claiming to be a police officer, brandishing firearms on his Facebook page after having to fight so long to get them back because the government obviously sees an issue with this. I think it's something very concerning. I think it's something you guys need to look at. You know, when all of the first responders were up here, he wasn't up here. He's not a first responder. Is that stolen valor, or is it just braggadry, or is it just intimidation? Whatever it is, identifying as Marque police officer Joseph Lowry, number 187, is a crime.
Thank you, Mr. Bruce. Robert Harvey.
Yeah, first I'd like to say, it is my First Amendment right to redress my grievances with my government. And I think it's disgusting that he walks out when he sees us about to speak. And I think the city attorney is trash too, because I just spoke to him about it before the meeting and he won't recognize that it's a First Amendment right. He told me sue the city if you want. So I think you're trash for that.
In the United States, we face a significant challenge with many lawyers who ignore constitutional law. Some of these individuals undermine our Constitution by engaging in practices that circumvent constitutional protections and at times inadvertently assist prosecutors in securing convictions against their own clients. I like to refer to these lawyers as whammies from the classic game show Press Your Luck. It is advisable to exercise caution and avoid these practitioners whenever possible.
Here we go. It is Yvette. Stop it.
A lot of people have reached out to me recently and they're all saying the same thing. Joseph Lowry is a bully. He is harassing and threatening people online and posting people's addresses and sending people pictures of their homes, their vehicles, and their loved ones' homes and vehicles to intimidate and harass them. I believe what these people are saying because he has used these same tactics against me to try to intimidate and harass me. The city is aware of what's going on and hasn't done anything. The city needs to do something before something bad happens. I've always been open and honest about my past, unlike Councilman Lowry. I even admitted my past at the last city council meeting to the whole world while being live streamed. So a couple of days ago, Joseph Lowry posts a 15-year-old mugshot of me on his Facebook account and writes a fictional book about me and my life. Then his wife shared it 25 times, which seems desperate to me. Quite an imagination Joseph Lowry has. He definitely has a future in writing fictional books after his political career is over, which should be over real soon. Newsflash, Joseph Lowry, nobody cares about my criminal record. I'm just a guy that makes YouTube videos. You're a city councilman. People want to know your convictions for manufacturing meth and so on and so on. People want to see your mugshots, not mine. So why don't you post those, Joseph Lowry, and get your wife to share them 25 times? This is a matter of great public interest, and the taxpayers deserve to know. Also, in Joseph Lowry's fictional book that he wrote on Facebook the other day, he alleges that he's been receiving death threats, and he says he believes they're coming from me and my friends. I don't think anyone believes Mr. Lowry, and I've proven numerous times he's a liar, and I think the community already knows he's a liar before I proved it. Why doesn't he post these messages if they're true? This man is such a liar and has so many fake accounts on Facebook that my guess is he's sending these threats to himself and playing the victim. He is not a victim. He is the suspect. I did do a public records request today requesting these alleged threats and all of his emails using specific keywords that he is known to use when harassing me and others online. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to get back to some of the screenshots that he sent me that I didn't get to finish last week. Right here, he says, I hope you go to jail. Then he says, you're breaking the law by recording cops so you can jerk off to your videos later on. And he said, referring to me, he says, your criminal history was sent to me by law enforcement out of state because they seen you attack me in my department. I was warned about your mental stability and ongoing criminal charges across the southern United States. I have no pending charges anywhere in the world right now. I have beat everything Texas has laid down on me in 3 years.
Mr. Robert, thank you. 2, Section 551.074, personnel matter for the purpose of hearing a complaint or charge against an officer or employee. Mayor, I will entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion based on the evidence and information presented and in accordance with the charter provisions of the city of Lamarque. I move that Keith Bell be removed from office of mayor for his failure to meet and or maintain the voter approved residency requirements.
I make a motion.
If I may,
You make us.
the removal of any officer has not been noticed. If you were to look at this agenda, that is not something that has been put out to the public. If that is something the council wants to consider, then I would urge council to do that at a subsequent meeting and follow the ordinances regarding placing items on the agenda.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Did you want to say something, Mr. Ross?
I was going to say that I went to Galveston County tax, looked up the property taxes, and Mayor Keith Bell still has a homestead exemption in the city of Lamarque Therefore, by state law and our charter, he is a resident of the city of Lamarque.
And we can prove with a copy of a lease agreement, payments, that the residency of Maribel is actually not in the city of Lamarque. So if you guys want to table this,
Once again, the mayor at Galveston County property tax, you can go look him up, Bell Keith. It shows that he still has a homestead in the city of Lamarque. Until the day he does not have a homestead in the city of Lamarque and does not have a lease in the city of Lamarque at that point in time, he is considered a resident by state law and our charter. I would make a motion that we no longer bring this up until evidence proves by the fact that the mayor does not have a homestead in the city of Lamarque and there is not a lease for a residency in the city of Lamarque, that it never be brought up again.
I'm so sorry, Councilman. There is currently a motion on the floor.
No,
Is there a second?
Thank you.
point of order. The motion, there's the motion itself.
The
is
motion,
not-
the motion is on the floor. Strongly suggest council take no action on that motion. I think that's what Kiera is getting at.
Thank you.
But Kiera is requesting that council formally do something with that, not just have me say,
So-
you can't do that.
So let's entertain Mr. Lowry's motion. Is there a second to Mr. Lowry's motion?
Well, no, I think what Kiera is asking, I believe, is Councilman Lowry made a motion and I said there's not been adequate notice of it. So what Kiera is asking is we need to dispose of that somehow, whether that's the council saying, we agree with you, Gus, we're not doing that, or whether that's you, Mayor, doing that, or whether that's
Well,
Councilman
let-
Lowry
yeah,
doing
yeah.
somebody.
Let me do that. We are going to move forward on Mr. Lowry's motion on the advice of our attorney. And so that kills the motion. We cannot move forward illegally with an illegal motion, to your point. And so now I will recognize Mr. Ross. Did you want to make that motion again?
I would like to make a motion that until the mayor, Keith Bell, no longer has a homestead exemption in the city of Lamarque, and once it is removed, if he does not produce a lease for the city of Lamarque, that then otherwise this motion is dead and should not be brought up again.
Is there a second?
I second.
Any further discussion? Let me share with you guys, we've been at this for about 2 years now with Mr. Lowry and this same accusation. Mr. Lowry knows that this accusation can't move forward for a variety of reasons. Let me just list a few of them here for you tonight. He knows this. My voting registration card is in the city of Lamarque. My voting record has been with the city of Lamarque. My driver's license is addressed to the city of Lamarque. There's a deed to the home that I own in the city of Lamarque, and there's a homestead. And most important, my physical presence at the location. Mr. Lowry cannot tell me when to enjoy my properties. However many properties I have, he can't tell me when to enjoy them. He knows that. He's been to attorneys to try to get me removed from office. He's even said that he was going to raise money that nobody knows where that money went for an attorney to get me removed from office. He's tried to recall me from office. He's tried to run people against me. He said that he was going to run for mayor. If I was illegal and ineligible to hold office, seemed like to me that would have been the easiest victory of them all. David, he wouldn't even had to contend with you. He could have just showed up at the mayor's race and said, hey, you don't even live here. And then he would, now I'm speaking now. I let you talk. I'm speaking now. I let you talk. I'm speaking now. Gus, can we please have him recognize that I'm speaking now? I'm speaking now. Mr. Lowry, you are out of order. That's the first warning. You're out of order. That's the first warning. You're out of order. That's the first warning. Mr. Lowry, I'm reclaiming my time. Now, like I said before, you're out of order the second time.
Copy of your payment.
Mr. Lowry, you're out of order the second time. Mr. Chief Wagner, are you in charge? Let me do this.
That's all.
We need him to, if he continues, he will be removed from this dais immediately.
Yeah.
If he continues, he'll be removed from this dais. We're not playing.
Here's a copy.
If
of the
he
lease.
continues,
The lease and here.
can we proceed? Can we proceed in having him removed from this dais?
We would have
to Thank take a you.
recess for the meeting.
So what we're going to continue to do now is we're not going to even concern ourselves with continual accusations that
not an
have not.
accusation.
I'm speaking,
Here's a
sir.
copy of the
I'm
lease.
speaking. I am
Here's your
speaking.
lease.
We need to have him. Let's have him removed, please.
Let's just take a recess.
Here-
break.
Let's have him. Let's have him removed.
Here's your
Let's have him removed.
And here's your.
I'm not going to continue to allow him to continue to be out of order.
Just tell the truth.
I'm not going to continue to allow, I've told the truth and I'm not going to,
Here's your
I'm
lease.
reclaiming my time, sir.
And here's your.
I am reclaiming my time. I am responding. I was speaking and you are continuing to disrupt me. I let you
not
speak, sir. I let you speak. And I've asked to reclaim my time.
Oh, you just
I let you speak
That's all I'm
and I've
saying.
asked to reclaim my time.
tell the truth.
I let you speak and I've asked to reclaim my time. Mr. Garcia, the next time I ask as a presider for someone to be removed from this property, if they are out of order, I would think that you would then move toward that.
Can we please have a recess so we can handle the situation? That's by the procedures that we have.
If he interrupts me one more time, we'll move into recess. Now, like I said before, and this is what he does not want any of us to hear the truth. Now, lawyers have looked at this, right? He's tried to recall me behind these types of allegations and nothing works. It's time to move on. Again, I've given you 5 or 6 reasons, everybody in this
Then
room,
explain
with
the
my
lease,
physical.
Explain the lease.
We're gonna stand in recess.
Scorpion win. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Back in, outside of a recess. And as I was continuing in my response, this has been a matter that has been discussed for the better part of 2 years. Clearly, it is not a matter of merit in any way, shape, or form. If it was a matter of merit, then there would have been movement on it prior to. If there was any serious thought that this is a legitimate issue, then persons who are making this issue, the claim of this issue, would have ran for mayor. And so we realize that this is not a serious issue. What it does do is it continues to prove the point of divisiveness. Every meeting there is some sort of a issue, some sort of a fight, some sort of a challenge. And here's the thing that I will say to that. I've been on this dais for 20 years, and I have managed in those 20 years to get along with everybody on the dais in 20 years. I got 20 years of a proven track record that I can get along with people, that I can talk to and respond with and work with other council members. Ms. Yancey has about 3 years, maybe 3.5 years now on the dais, and proven that she can work with people. The only one that has not proven that they can work with anybody is Mr. Lowry. Now, instead of bringing accusations about residency that cannot be proven, that are false, and that have nothing to do with what the law says, I made a list of things that perhaps we could be working on, but we wasted this time. Let me see. The citizens, the residents of District C want to know what's happening with the land the railroad owns over off of Highway 3 and Main Street and 45. I believe you just had a town hall meeting. And in that town hall meeting, I don't think that one person asked you about my residency, not one. Also, District C has issues with drainage. We didn't talk about that. We talked about residency. Omega Bay is still trying to search for answers and dredging their canals. They're still searching for answers in repairing their streets. Police patrols continue. Obviously, we're still hiring officers. We need to increase police patrols. District C has had a heck of a time with speed bumps, as well as street signs. And the commercial vehicles that roll through 519 on a regular basis continue to persist. That's 7 or 8 things that we could have talked about that would benefit the people of Lamarque and the residents of District C. But yet we continue to talk about some of the same accusations and same issues that do nothing but serve to retaliate against people that some of us believe have offended them. And it's time out for that. This is a place to govern. This dais is a place where council members work together to solve not problems that we have with each other. That's off the dais. We work together to solve problems that the citizens, the residents of this great city have with the city services that they are being provided. Nothing more, nothing less. And so that's my comments. There's a motion on the floor. There's a second, and we're gonna call for the vote. All those in favor?
And if I may, Mayor?
You had a chance to speak. We're moving toward the vote. I've called a question.
Sir.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, let's move on now to item 2.
If I may, Mayor?
Let's move on to item 2.
We agreed.
We're moving on to
agreed
item 2.
We agreed to
We're
speak.
moving, I'm presiding. We are moving on now to the item 3, actually. We're moving on to item 3. Let me read it. And then we'll go ahead and move and discuss if need be. Item 10.3, section 551.074, personnel matter for the purpose of hearing a complaint or charge against an officer or employee, Councilmember District A. Is there a motion?
I would like to make a motion of no action until next week when we have a chance to sit down with the Citizens Police Academy and the Chief of Police, or not next week, next meeting when we have both of them sitting before us so we can ask about that incident and other things that are on residents' minds.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I'd like to make a motion if I can to.
There's a motion on the floor. We have to vote on this motion. You can make a comment.
In regards to the allegations that were made by several people that were present, I think that it would be appropriate for a censor, and I think it would be appropriate to have a public apology written to the officers involved and to the board members at the LMCPA.
Anything else?
That's it.
Any further comments from any person here tonight on the dais? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Item 11, requests and announcements. Request by mayor, council members for items to be placed on future city council agendas and announcements on city events, community events, Texas Government Code 551.415. B, items of community interest include expressions of thanks, congratulations, condolence. 2, information regarding holiday schedules. 3, an honorary salutary recognition of a public official, public employee, or other citizen, except that the discussion regarding change in status of a person's public office or public employment is not an honorary or salutary recognition for the purposes of this subdivision. Reminder about an upcoming event organized or sponsored by the governing body. Information regarding a social ceremony, community event organized or sponsored by the entity other than the governing body that was attended or is scheduled to be attended by a member of the governing body or an official employee or municipal or county, official employee of the municipality, or county. Item 6, announcements involving an imminent threat to public health and safety. The people in the municipality or county that has arisen after the posting of the agenda. Mr. Lowry, you are up first.
I'd like to put on the agenda next week, if we could, residency, and I can provide again to council the copy of the lease for Mr. Bell in Houston. I can provide a recording if we could get Mr. Hunter to download it so we can actually listen to the interaction of the private investigator that did the investigation and prove where the residency of Mr. Bell actually is. And I would also like to prove with the checks that we have copies of payments. If we could just put that on the next agenda so we could speak about it publicly and let the taxpayers' voice be heard, that'd be great.
Well, we can't do that because we just made a motion and passed it, and you actually were here for the vote. Mr. Ross just said that we're not bringing this up anymore. You were here for that vote, and so that's not gonna happen. Do you have anything else?
Just request to bring it up.
Okay, well, that's not gonna happen. Anything else? Thank you. Mr. Ross?
Yeah.